when Lulu really has the ascendancy and trade advantages. And basically they have the opportunity to keep them pushed up and get vision in the bot lane as long as possible.
Crystal's 1v2 right now, by the way, just running around with Draven, spinning some axes, has caught up in CS now that Kid went for that early back, but does have a pickaxe advantage up to just the Dorans and the longsword here for Crystal. Kid does still have to be a little safe, you think, here, because Crystal can do good damage if allowed to free hit here, but Kiddies lands a hook on a Draven, and he will not survive that all in.
And look, there is some predictability to Draven's movements. Of course, picks up axes. You see that counter on the ground, so you can look for the hook. It's just difficult because Janna has disengage, and even though there's an item AD advantage, the Eye of the Storm is going to equalize any AD coming through from the pickaxe compared to the longsword. So the trades are going to be fine, and Nautilus not really relevant in trades unless they're all-in trades.
See, Kid is getting chunked now. Kid as well going to eat some axes, and
here we go.
Geez, that damage. Crystal going in, but just fearless there. Walked in front of a Nautilus who had a hook ready and dared him to do it.
Look, Nautilus has CC, but again, it's all in trades. If he uses that hook, he doesn't have it to get away, and he will have to deal with the Draven damage, which with the Eye of the Storm is insane already. So they're just lucky that there's no BF sort of pickaxe to back it up. They're lucky that they have competitive AD, because only the poke trades are decent for the Jinx if she gets a couple of autos. Maybe the Berserker Greaves a decent pickup to get away from the standard side and get maybe the extra rocket, because the all-in trades, it's Draven. They're always in his advantage.
Yeah, important to note that Exhaust just came back up for Kiddies, and Ella did have his Ignite to Kid's heal, so perhaps a Summoner spell consideration there as well, but going to be a little less afraid now with the Exhaust back up, and Cacao, good timing, going to make his way back in here.
No flash for Crystal.
No, very tricky for him to get out, and Cacao's wrapped all the way around Crystal. Going to have to try and run away. Good stand aside, but the Dreadline follows in. Kid comes in for the damage and gets himself a kill.
Punished 2 out of 2 times was Crystal there. They're just playing around his aggression and bot. It's predictable to some degree. Maybe he's going to have to mix it up, but then why pick Draven? That's the big issue, is that if he just is relegated to the farm game, he's not justifying the pick, and Cacao's over him like butter.
Yeah, you can see 1,000 gold up already, actually, there for IG, just given the pressure they've put down in towards the bottom lanes with those 2 kills, and Crystal already adapting, interestingly enough. We normally see Bloodthirster into Last Whisper, but he's already picked up a Bilge Water Cutlass.
Maybe that's just for some early game laning presence, because, I mean, doesn't really necessarily have a lot of synergy. Doesn't fit into his build, where Sin is Draven enough times to know it's Bloodthirster into Last Whisper, into a Trendy Force, and then maybe an Infinity Edge considered after that. Has always been about catching axes rather than buying any sort of steroid items like the Phantom Dancer or the Static Shiv. Lulu's overextended, but difficult to kill.
Key skill shot missed there by Flandre. Might flash in for the ulti though. The Dire has to be careful. Has to walk through. Great scoop back there for the time. Massive damage from the Absolute Zero, and wonderfully played. Gives Nunu a kill.
And Flandre was super smart to know that the chances of actually getting the wall stun were minimal, but just opening up distance into the channel was very savvy play from Flandre. So they get the answering kill in top. One of my other worries though, Pastry Time, is that Rookie is doing more than competitive in the mid lane as Cacao made a bit of a misfire.
Yep, donated the blue over to himself. Not particularly charitable there, so Rookie will miss out on that one as Bucko returns to his lane, working on his Athenes once again here. Charles plus Amptome already done to the Ruby Crystal plus that early blasting one.
Honestly, if I was Rookie, I'd say, all right, you've got the blue buff. Go get me the enemy blue buff, because he was actually winning in CS values against Barca. Barca having to respect the fact that Cacao had been seen so present. When you see the enemy jungler affecting other lanes, you know that he's got that aggressive mindset. You have to play more defensively. But no blue buff in mid means he's going to get poked out, means that the wave clear is going to be registered here for Barca, and it keeps Rookie down.
Yep, Barca going to go ahead and take that blue buff actually as Kiddies hits level 6, and now Crystal has to respect some of the damage. Depth charge already used. Crystal's forced to flush away. Cacao even riding in. Dredgeline just short there, but very close. And Cacao even ulted in to force another kill in bottom.
And the defensive flash there, I thought it was premature, but you could see they were going all in on the hook, or maybe even a turret dive coming through. They are ganking Crystal at every opportunity, and now that he doesn't have flash, once again, pressure relieved from Kid. They are not repeating the mistakes of games 1 and 2 between these two teams way ago in the split.
No, I mean, Crystal's Draven, once it gets going, is a sight to behold, but the key phrase there, get going. Crystal being held on quite well so far, despite keeping competitive in CS, but Jinx is no slouch of a late game carry either, and while Crystal might have the aggressive advantage now, do not discount Kid's mid to late game power once he gets going.
And it's worth